How's it going, YouTubes? It's me, NolyGrare here. Just wanted to tell you that I've got this new show out. As you can probably see by the intro, it's going to be called NolyGrare The Show. Basically, it's a simple name. It's a simple intro for a simple show. Basically, all I'm going to be doing is talking to the camera for you watching at home, all three of you. We're just going to be talking about things that matter to me, really. Wait a second, that kind of sounds familiar.
And this is the show where I talk about news and tap stuff and things that matter to me today.
That's why. So I know it's going to be a lot like all the other guys, all the other YouTubers, vlogs and shows and whatever. I'm doing what I want to do. So let's start it off. So today, we're starting off with actually old news, which is yesterday. So we figured to start it out strong with old news. But yesterday, the two CEOs and chairman of the board of directors of RIM, Research in Motion, the maker of BlackBerry, Mike Lazaridis and Jim Balsley have stepped down as CEO and chairman of the board for RIM. As many know, Research in Motion hasn't been doing very well lately. The new CEO is Torsten Heinz and the new chairwoman is Barb Stemius. Now, many of RIM's critics have said that Jim and Mike should have stepped down probably months and months ago. I know that that would not be a very easy decision for them, as they have been the CEOs of the company ever since it started up here in Waterloo. They have seen it become this great and absolute powerhouse in the phone industry, and now it is plummeting and not doing very well. They do not have that expertise necessarily to know what to do and when to do it. They personally felt that they were the ones that needed to shepherd the company into the right direction. Now, this would have been a very difficult decision for them, considering that they are living in the footsteps of people like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, who have been the CEOs to their companies as long as they wanted. They didn't step down because they needed to, they stepped down because they wanted to. These are people who saw their dreams go from nothing to absolutely everything, to very, very powerhouse companies in the world now. Their businesses rule a lot of regular, daily routines. So to the critics who say that they should have stepped down earlier, I disagree. Maybe they should have, but to expect them to do something like that is just unrealistic. I personally own a BlackBerry, and I don't think that there's really anything special to them as a smartphone. I'm not a huge fan of RIM and BlackBerry, although I do have to cheer for them as being a part of the Waterloo region where they grew up and really RIM was born. Personally, I think in the smartphone department, I think the Androids are going to totally blow out the competition. I know that all the Apple and Mac fanboys out there are going to hate this, but I personally think that if you're going to go somewhere, Android is the way to go. Right now, you might want to go iPhone, but I think in the future, we're going to see a lot of advanced Android phones that are just going to totally outweigh all the other competitors. Now, the new CEO, Heinz, has said that there is going to be some major changes in the phone. From what I understand, they're trying to make it more of an Android phone. Right now, the BlackBerries are pretty much strictly a business kind of phone, not too complicated to work. It's a very, I don't want to say basic, but for a smartphone, it's pretty low-key. The new CEO is planning on turning that around, trying to make it a little bit more high-tech, more into the major phone market where smartphones are really going now. Now, although Jim and Mike stepped down, they still together own 10% of RIM shares, so I wouldn't quite say that they're gone away, but they've officially stepped down from their positions as CEO and chairman of the board. Now, in our second story, it's a big one that hit the news today, especially if you live in Canada here. A Canadian woman has been beaten in a 5-star resort in Mexico. Now, you may wonder why I'm talking about a random beating in Mexico. It must happen all the time, and yes, it does. Basically, she was found in a pool of her own blood in an elevator with no cameras in a 5-star hotel. Did I say a 5-star hotel? Because it was a 5-star hotel. I am so sick and tired of people who think that Mexico is safe just because they go to the areas of what they consider the good areas of Mexico. Now, I'm not here to bash on Mexico, but it's going through a lot of turmoil right now. It's got a lot of troubles that I don't want to be a part of. But many people still like to vacation there. They think that going to the 5-star resorts and all the all-inclusive resorts and spas and all that is going to keep them safer, which it will keep them safer, but you're still in Mexico. Sheila McNabb is the Canadian who was beat. She's out of Calgary, Alberta. She is currently in the hospitals down in Mexico, which personally, that's some scary stuff. Once again, I don't want to make it seem like I'm bashing on Mexico as being a terrible place. I'm just saying, when you hear stories like this, I don't get surprised. I really don't. When a 5-star hotel has had a beating where somebody is knocked unconscious and is in a coma for days, which she has woken up today, which is why the story is really hit today. She is woken up, she is responsive, and they say that she will make a full recovery. Now, this is the first of hopefully many of the show. It's going to be a bit rough, I know, just starting it out, just like anything. When it starts, it's going to be a bit rough. I hope you enjoyed it. Unfortunately, this is not a very well-known channel. I'm not giving away any prizes every day, but if you like, make sure to hit the like button, and if you really liked it, make sure to subscribe. I'm NolyGrare, and I'll see you guys around.